And we're back. Welcome back to the Retirement Decoded podcast. I'm your host, Scott Tucker. Associate Advisor
Max Ran
is on camera 2 there. And Max, we've almost got the bugs worked out of this video podcast system, sort of.
Almost. We're still trying to
I just
figure
have
it
to have
out,
you watch the screen and as I'm talking to you. And
sometimes it likes a little motion. Sometimes it doesn't like
well,
the motion.
It's actually
goes off the voice.
It's actually, Pete says it's sound activated, not motion activated. So...
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, if you make noise, make noise on the screen and the microphone, then it'll switch over to you. So if you want to see the video version of the podcast, just go to tuckeryoutube.com and you'll see Max and myself in our palatial offices in Chicago, Illinois.
It's your beautiful faces.
Yes. We're on the first floor of the Valspar or Ram McNally building. So on one side of the building, it's called Valspar. The other side of the building, it says Ram McNally. So Valspar, paint company. They just have like executive offices on the 10th floor. We're on the first floor right off the main lobby. If you're watching the, I guess if I switch to camera 2 or Max's, right behind Max now on camera 2 at tuckeryoutube.com, you'll see the first floor of the Valspar Ram McNally building. So you can see our little kind of living room structure there, and then you'll see the glass behind Max, and that's the first floor of the Valspar or Ram McNally building, whichever you want to call it. So we're right off the main lobby. So I'll take back control of the cameras and hope that I didn't break everything.
It's really nice though. Sometimes we'll have visitors walking past, staring at us.
Yeah, we have people come by and fog up the glass and wave at us, and it's kind of weird.
Sometimes we'll have clients or prospects creep on us before they decide they want to meet.
Oh, we had a guy.
So that can be fun.
We had a guy make an appointment to come see us, and he showed up like a week early, and we were doing a radio show. Actually, we have a radio show. Yeah. On WIND in Chicago. You can listen to the radio show on, I think, on TuneIn or iHeart and type in WIND is the easiest way to find the station. And you can, we're on that station Sunday mornings, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And if you want to listen to past shows, the radio show, it's at 560replay.com. Yeah, so we had the gentleman show up like a week early.
Yep. And
he went over to the glass, kind of that glass over Max's shoulder at tuckeryoutube.com. You can see that, tuckeryoutube.com. And he was walking around and peeking at us and stuff and spying on us as we were doing a radio show.
It was a little weird.
Yeah. And then we go, isn't that the guy, when we were off the air, we go, isn't that the guy that we saw at the workshop like a week ago? I think he's coming. Isn't he coming in? So we, oh, wait, that looks like that guy. He looks familiar. Because we had a number of people at a workshop, I think in Des Plaines or someplace, and it looks like that guy, one of those guys. Then you're trying to put the name of the face or face of the name, and then he came in, and we go, wait a minute, weren't you just here the other day?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, I was. So we saw you at the workshop, we saw you fogging up the glass during the radio show, and then we saw you, we see you here.
Yeah.
And he goes, yep, I just want to check out the place, make sure I knew where I was going, kind of see what you guys are up to. And our office is kind of funny because it's this is only part of the office. There's like 3,000 square feet of office that we have here. And we're actually looking to expand it this year to about 6,000 square feet.
I was going to say we need to double that.
Yeah, so we're going to have to expand across the way. The building does have more square footage for us to take. But anywho, I don't know how we got into all that, Max.
Not sure.
This episode 68, Brian writes the program, the podcast. Brian says, Max, how do I protect my retirement income if I live longer than I expect? So
it's a great question.
Sounds like
Brian.
Brian needs an income plan.
Yeah.
Rather than an income guess. So there are a lot of ways to protect your income, or if you live too long. Now, this is where, Max, I think way too many people, and now we have a weekend radio show on AM 560 WIND in Chicago. But most of the shows on that station and most of the shows on other stations on the weekends, what would you expect if I were one of those salesy guys that's on those other shows? What would you expect me to say? As soon as Brian says he needs to protect his retirement income, what do they all say?
Annuities.
They say you need an annuity, and what else do they say? What kind of annuity?
You need a fixed income annuity with an income rider.
They'd say like a fixed index annuity with an income rider.
Right.
And then they'd say, well, we have an income rider, and it might even be inflation protected.
Yep.
Or they might say you need a fixed index annuity with an income rider, and they might find one that's zero fee. It's a little difficult to do, but they might find one zero fee or low fee. And then they might say, here's one I really don't like. There are some good annuities. There's a lot more bad ones. Yep. And there's a lot of people that shouldn't be managing your money that are saying these things, pushing these products. Because there could be an option where it might make sense, but it should not be the answer to every question.
Correct.
Right. So you don't go to the foot doctor and he tells you have a cavity.
Right.
Right. It's like, come on now. Maybe they have the cavity, but you don't get that advice from the foot doctor. So that's not a greatest analogy, but anyway.
Just like stocks, there's thousands of different kinds of stocks. Same thing with
there's
annuities.
right. So there's bad stocks. There's better stocks.
Yep.
They all have risk, and so there's no perfect. Right. Okay. That's a good analogy there. So if you say Brian says, "Hey Max, I'm going to retire. How do I protect my income if I live too long?" And so most folks on the radio and some folks on YouTube too will say, and no, we're on Tucker YouTube.com right now. So TuckerYouTube.com with the video version of this podcast. But many of the folks who are on the radio on the weekend, they'll say you need a fixed index annuity with a lifetime income rider, and we can get inflation protection on it, which is sort of true and sort of not true with those. Not fully true. Let's say that. Just like your Social Security increases don't really keep up with inflation because they don't account for food and energy. Well, those fixed index annuities with income riders, they have similar issues there. If the market doesn't go up, it's not really inflation protected. So that's a little hairy there. Like if we had like a stagflation, that fixed index annuity with the income rider, most of those are not going to adjust up if the market's flat.
Yep. Which is, guess what we're going through right now, folks?
Well, no, right? And we've been in spots of it, stagflation, right? So, it's not fun when you have stagflation and the market doesn't go up and the price of eggs goes up. The eggs are the fun one. I'm like, how high can this? You know what I should do for my retirement, Max? I should just stockpile eggs in a refrigerator.
Hey, just
see how long I can
start being a chicken farmer.
No, maybe I should be an egg speculator.
There you go.
But then it's like Bitcoin mining. I'm not recommending any of this. People in compliance listen to this. They're going to have a fit. Yep. So I'm not recommending you become a Bitcoin miner. But the Bitcoin miners, they have to go through a bunch of electricity and they have to buy computers and stuff to hope to get one Bitcoin.
Yep.
Or if you're going to be an egg speculator, you have to buy the eggs and hope the price of eggs goes up and then sell them before the eggs go bad. It's too bad you can't just can't save them forever like baseball cards.
Yeah,
and you have to refrigerate them too, and you probably have fuel costs.
I was gonna say that was right up my alley, baseball cards. So
Max, you're a baseball player from way back, aren't you?
Yeah, way back when. Wasn't too good, but I had fun. So
hey, it's not if you win or lose, unless you really meant to win and get a scholarship or something.
Yeah, I was decent, but I always collected baseball cards. So.
I did that too. Early 80s. I didn't even play baseball, but it was a big deal to collect the cards.
It was a thing.
Yeah, I played hockey when I was a kid. I don't know how, because now I'm getting back into hockey, and I remember when I was a kid how expensive all the equipment and stuff was.
Yeah.
And we didn't have really any money. My dad didn't pay child support. My mom was a registered nurse. And because my mom was a registered nurse and she only had one kid, we were able to squeak through. But I had to sell a lot of candy bars. That was just horrible.
I remember those days.
And when did we sell the candy bars? Like December, January.
You guys weren't selling wreaths? Well, usually you're like selling the wreath.
Oh, the wreath. No, we were selling candy bars, and you had to go door to door to sell them in like December and January in Michigan.
Yeah, that is terrible.
Oh my goodness, it was awful. Now some people, you knock on their door and they say, yeah, I'll take one candy bar, or no, I don't want to. What they usually, for a kid, they'd be like, okay, I'll buy one candy bar.
Yeah. You
would have the guy you'd run into, and it'd just be like a regular guy, 40-year-old guy, no kids, and not in a creepy way. I'm not gonna say he's a creeper. No, you get the occasional really generous person, about every 10 doors maybe, and the guy would say, or remember, I kind of halfway remember one couple. So it was like a couple that had like 2 kids. They had the 2 incomes. They had the 2 kids. They didn't have any kids in hockey, and I show up we had the little hockey jacket.
Yep.
And I'm selling these candy bars. He goes, you know what? For kids hockey, yeah. He's like, and this is back when like $10 was some bucks. Like, I think the candy bar, they were those really big candy bars, those special candy bars.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, early 80s, I think they sold for like $1, and that was like a lot of money for a candy bar because I think candy bars were like a quarter.
I'm trying to think how much they go now.
But these, those ones, those candy bars, they only sell for fundraising, where they're like extra, they're like king size kind of, and they have caramel in them and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting hungry.
Yep.
And, you'd have a guy every few doors, the guy would say, you know what, for hockey, yeah. He's like, here's $10. And I'm like, $10 is some money.
Yeah.
In 1983 or 85.
Yep.
Probably 1985. I'd be 12 in 1985. I'm 53 now. And guys just like, you know what? And he'd just say, you know what? For kids hockey, yeah, here's $10. And I'd be like, oh, wow, thanks, sir. And he's like, we don't really need the candy bars. I mean, we'll take them. We don't really need the candy bars, but I know you're out there. It's like 20 degrees and windy and snowing sideways. And I know you're out there doing what you got to do so your mom doesn't have to pay for all this. The guy, I'm going to get teary-eyed. The guy was just a couple. We lived in a little rented townhouse in DeWitt, Michigan, home of the DeWittians. And the guy just lived this guy I'm thinking of, he just lived like 2 buildings down in a townhouse building. And he could have just said, hey, kid, here's the $1. But he said, here's $10. Made my life easier. We recently, Natalie and I don't have any kids. We live in Mount Prospect, Illinois. It's a northwest Chicago suburb. And we had there's Prospect High School. We're in District 214. Those buggers that want to raise my property taxes right now. Our property taxes. They just came out. It's like 6 high schools. It's a lot of people in District 214, but they just came out. We want to raise your property taxes by $866 million. And I go, oh, wait a minute. Property taxes are already too high.
Time to move.
But anyway, well, it's everywhere anymore in Illinois.
That's why you rent.
But this kid comes from down the block. This kid comes, now I haven't seen him in a year or two, but he had to do the door-to-door thing. Now, he got to do it like in September or August or something. It wasn't horrible out. And he just puts on like his football T-shirt and some shorts and goes up and down the block. And they have these little discount cards they sell.
Yeah.
They're like $25 a piece. Now, I probably shouldn't say this on the podcast. I carry more money than is necessary because I've been to South Dakota where your credit card doesn't work and you have a gallon of gas left.
Hey, you're brave doing that in Chicago.
Well, in Chicago, there is also, in Illinois, there's also concealed carry.
That is true.
It's one of those things. I don't always leave. They say the American Express, don't leave home without it. They had the same thing in Chicago with your gun. So I don't always conceal carry. You just need to guess when the days that I'm doing that or where I'm doing that. No, I can't take it to the airport, that kind of thing. But I don't always have change, but I'm like my grandpa. My grandpa my grandpa was born in 1923 and he lived through the Great Depression. So he always had cash. The older you are, the more cash you tend to carry, I think. Not always everybody, but so if I'm going to bother to go to the bank, I'm going to make it worth my while, and I'm going to get, it's horrible to say on the podcast, I'm going to get $1,000 or $2,000 out, and mostly in hundreds. And then I'm going to say, hey, if they really need it that bad and they're going to stick me up, then maybe they get it. Or maybe they get a counter offer. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. That would be one tip.
Yeah.
But so this kid comes to the door and he's like, yeah, you get these discount card things I'm selling for Prospect Heights football team. I play whatever position. That's my number and stuff. And he's got these discount cards and stuff. And it's all legit. And I'm like, you know what? This kid's bothering to go out and raise the money for the sport he wants to play. And then I know it's hard to play football. I always played hockey, but I used to work in high school. I'd work out with a football team. Mm-hmm. A bunch of my friends played football, and I'd work out with the wrestling team. That's harder.
Yeah.
The wrestling team.
Yeah.
That's awful. I don't know why you do that. It was just a workout. I'm like, the workout.
Sport I'd ever want to do.
The workout is insane.
Yeah.
The workout's insane for wrestling. I know it's tough for basketball and stuff too, like that, but kid goes, I need, we're doing these discount cards. They're $25 a piece. If you could help me out. And I didn't have any change. So I go, hold on, stay right there. I go back and I'm like, I don't have any change. Natalie's not home. Natalie usually has the smaller bills. So I get $100 and I'm like, this kid probably just started today. He probably has $25, if that. And I go, here, give me 4 of them. And because I was able to afford it. I've been fortunate to be able to afford it. I didn't always have money, Max. I grew up broke. My dad not paying child support.
Yeah.
But happy to help. And I think the sports are a good thing for kids. Like that guy did. Like that guy did back for me in DeWitt, Michigan, home of the DeWittians. Yep. Give me $10 for the candy bars. Made my life easier. Those candy bars selling those 20 degrees, not easy.
That kid will remember that too for a long time.
So we were supposed to answer Brian's question about how do I protect my retirement income if I live longer than expected. So some things that would come to mind there, Max. If we want our money to last longer than expected, we get a lot of we get hate mail about our stories, but we get a lot of love mail about our stories.
Yeah, we get all kinds of letters.
Yeah, get on our phone calendar at tuckerretirement.com. We'll talk about it. Watch the video version of the podcast at tuckeryoutube.com. So Brian wants to know how to make his money last the rest of his life if he lives too long. One thing we want to be concerned about is investment risk.
Yep.
So, Max, how do you make your money last your whole life? Don't lose half of it your first year of retirement.
Easier said than done, Scott.
So, Brian, a lot of people want to throw the Hail Mary when they've already won the game. We've got a client right now that we've been talking to, and he's finally starting to listen. And that's just not that uncommon. He's finally starting to listen. He happens to be late 50s, and he's got about $2 million saved for retirement. Mm-hmm. Number one job, let's not lose $1 million of it. Yep. So now, and he's now listening. He actually he's been a client of ours for a few months, and he actually doubted us on some of our advice. So he went and talked to 2 other advisors, and they pretty well told him all the same stuff we told him. Same stuff. Which is, so I guess second opinion. Hey, what the heck? Third opinion. What the heck? Right. But now he goes, so they're saying I'm taking too much risk. These other advisors are saying you're taking too much risk. And also, you've won the game. You're late 50s. You've got $2 million saved. Very little on the house. Could retire right now. We actually ran numbers. He could retire right now.
Yep.
And so that's, Brian, that's one thing. Let's not lose half the money. That's a way to help make it last the rest of your life. The other thing to do would be to try to reduce your lifetime income taxes on your tax-deferred retirement accounts.
Yeah.
So let's say if we had somebody come to us with just $1 million tax-deferred in IRA or 401k, we might be able to potentially eliminate about $500,000 lifetime income taxes. That's a good rule of thumb. $1 million tax-deferred, we might be able to help you eliminate $500,000 in federal income taxes over your lifetime. I could show you on the calculator on that or on our software. And if it's only 400,000, hey, I could say, oh, Brian, we only saved you 400,000, that kind of thing. So it's a potential number, not your exact number. We have to talk about it. Get on our phone calendar at tuckerretirement.com, and we'll get on the phone with you, and we'll run your exact numbers.
Yeah, this one's a little hard to answer, Scott, because Brian's question, it really encompasses everything that we do as planners.
Mm-hmm.
To plan for your retirement income prudently, you need to be thinking about your investments, your taxes, your healthcare situation.
That's
your everything.
That's the next one on deck, right? Don't get wiped out with medical bills.
Yeah.
We have folks, so Max, you made a great point. We have folks that come to us and they'll say, well, I've got Medicare Part A. Here's my card. I'm all set.
Or they'll have Medicare Advantage.
Well, no, but they'll say, here, I've got my Medicare. I got my red, white, and blue card. I got Medicare Part A. I'm all set. And I don't pay anything for it.
Yep.
And so you don't pay anything for it. Now, what I notice on your card, Bob, on your card, it says you have Medicare Part A, and I know you don't pay anything for it because you paid into Medicare FICA for 10 years, 40 calendar quarters, 10 years. And so, yeah, Medicare Part A then is $0 per month. We've had folks come to us like that and say, so I don't pay anything for it, so I'm all set. I got Medicare.
Yeah, it blows my mind, Scott. We sit down with people who have done nothing.
But if they have Medicare Part A and the red, white, and blue card, what's missing is they don't have Part B.
Yeah.
So like the $185 or so varies by person by what your income was 2 years ago. Roughly $185 for Part B. And now, if you have Medicare A and B and you pay your $185, you still are liable for 20% of a hospital stay.
Yep.
That could be like $100,000. It could be $200,000. It could be a lot of money. So you need to have either a Medicare supplement to fill that 20%, which that can be less than $100 a month to get that supplement. Then you could have any doctor, any hospital, or they could have Medicare Advantage. Now, Medicare Advantage will plug most of that 20%. The original Medicare A and B doesn't pay.
But what kind of coverage are you going to get?
Well, the problem with Medicare Advantage, it's going to work better where you live and not so well when you go to Florida on vacation or whatever. You could be out of network. It could have a maximum out of pocket, maybe $7,000 or maybe $14,000 on a network. They all vary. So if you want every doctor, every hospital, you're going to want to have a supplement. If you're okay working within a provider network and you don't travel much, Medicare Advantage might work okay. Medicare Advantage could be zero premium, and it could come with a drug card that's zero premium. For me, if you've got a couple of nickels, what I'm going to do, I'm 53, but when I get to Medicare, I'm going to pay $185 for Part B. I'm going to pay for my supplement that's like $75 to $100 at any doctor, any hospital. And then I'm going to pay for the cheapest little drug card, like $20 a month for a drug card, even if I don't need it, so that they can't then penalize me later for not having it.
Yep.
And then your whole deal, you're out the door for like $300, and you got amazing coverage then.
I think a lot of people don't understand how little they'll pay.
Complicated, but
yeah, it's very complicated.
It's hard to understand.
Yep.
So you'd have your Medicare A for $0, your Part B for $185, supplement for less than $100, and maybe a drug card that you don't even need, but you need it so you don't get fined later for not having it. Maybe $20 or something. That whole deal, $300 a month, and then you're like bulletproof.
Yeah. You
have little to no bills ever. It's kind of amazing. So that's one way to not run out of money in retirement. And the others would be don't screw up your Social Security decisions.
Yeah, don't take it too early.
All the time. Just the other day, one of our other advice
person.
I just did a review meeting with our annual strategy and planning meeting with a couple that one of them is going to retire, one of them is going to keep working, and what do they want to do? File for Social Security too early.
Every single person.
They want to lock in a low benefit for the rest of their lives, harm their spouse in doing so, their surviving spouse in doing so, pay federal income taxes and up to 85% of their Social Security, just a big mess.
Yep.
Thankfully, we have really good software where we're able to show them a better way.
Every person that does that, their rationale is, well, I'm going to die soon. I'm going to die in my 70s.
I'm never going to get
my 80s.
I'm never going to get all my money. I have to live to 85.
Never get all my money I put into it.
I ran a break-even analysis. The break-even analysis, Max, it always overlooks the surviving spouse.
Yeah.
It always overlooks federal income taxes on their Social Security.
Yeah.
Break-even analysis always overlooks how much you've saved in tax-deferred retirement accounts.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing one. It's like looking at one thing. It's like you go to the doctor and they run your blood and they run like 30 tests. I don't know. I'm trying to give an analogy, like they're running one. This is like running one little test.
Yep.
This is like if you're a man, running your PSA for your prostate health, but then not running your blood sugar, like your A1C for your endocrine system.
I'm not there yet.
Endocrine system.
A couple of years away from those tests.
I'm trying to think, but they run all these tests though. You just right now, they don't really, they're like, yeah, your 12.
Your cholesterol's too high. That's what we talk about.
Well, it's like, okay, so what if they ran your cholesterol, but they didn't run your A1C for your blood. And so they didn't realize like if you had a problem, like developing diabetes.
Right.
So
something you should know about.
A break-even analysis on Social Security ignores all the other parts of your financial world. And we don't want to do that. So what you hopefully people like stories, because I don't want to just talk about financial stuff because it bores me at some point. Hopefully they're not bored. Oh, geez. So Brian, again, his question was, how do I protect my retirement income if I live longer than expected? Avoid unnecessary risk. Have an inflation plan that's tied into your investment plan. Avoid unnecessary federal income taxes on your tax-deferred retirement accounts. Avoid the risk you have of medical expenses by not having, say, like Medicare structured properly. I would say also talk to us about your Social Security filing strategies.
Yeah.
And most folks are getting that wrong.
And just to kind of tie a bow on that, Scott, Brian, I've never, as an advisor doing this for over 10 years, I've never had a client run out of money completely before. What they do though, is as their money begins to run out, they adjust their lifestyle. They lower their expenses, things like that. So in order for you to protect your retirement income for that lifestyle that you do want to maintain in retirement, it's really important that we have a plan that addresses all those areas that you just said, Scott. So,
and what we always do too, Matt, this, Max, what we always do is we say we want you to live the same lifestyle or better in retirement.
Yep.
I don't want to do that thing that a lot of people do is they mismanage their money early in retirement.
Yeah.
They get 5-10 years into it and they go, oh, I really messed this up. Then they come see us.
Yep.
And then it's not as rosy a picture. It's sort of like I say to people, you want to probably start doing your financial planning for retirement when you're 50 would be ideal, if not sooner. We definitely want to see people at 50, but it's getting serious by then. And you ought to probably come see us when you're 25, really. But I'd say that, it's, you don't wait till you're 65 to go to the dentist, right? Because they can't put you back together again. So really, if you're 50 years old, 50 years of age, 50 years of life experience max, then you want to get on our phone calendar at tuckerretirement.com. Again, the video version of the podcast is available right now at tuckeryoutube.com. Well, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. We'll talk to you in the next episode. All right, Jerry. Thanks for your help. I'll send you the notes and the times and everything. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.